did you decide to work with Fitfreedom in the first place? What happened?
Well, I had been introduced to you by Carolyn Harris, who is the Member of Parliament for Swansea West, I think. I never know if it's Swansea West or Swansea East. And because I have been struggling with my menopause for the last couple of years, and she's been doing a lot of work on the menopause, and she'd set up some exercise classes with you. So she said, come along. So I started doing that on a Tuesday and got to know you and started listening to what you were saying about menopause and about what you should be doing exercise-wise. I've always exercised the last 30 odd years. I was doing aerobics in the 80s and 90s and step probably more in the 90s, and done lots of gym, always done that. And but I just found over the last couple of years I hadn't lost any weight and I was putting on weight. And then speaking to you, I thought, I do need a plan. I need to take this more sensibly, and I need to take it more. I need to look at it from a menopausal point of view, and do the food and do the exercise that is, basically aimed and focused on menopausal women. And that's why I signed up to your 90-day plan.
Okay, and tell me, what did you want to achieve? What was your main goal out of it?
I started, my goal initially was to lose weight. But within a couple of weeks of being on the plan, it suddenly dawned on me, actually, this is about a complete overhaul of your health. I've always, in the last few years, been really paranoid about getting diabetes type 2 because of my weight gain, particularly around my middle, because that's hormonal. We know it's hormonal. And so talking to you, doing your plan, I suddenly thought I have to make changes. I have to do different types of exercise now. I've always loved running, but I can't really run now because it's not good for me, for my metabolism. And so it was really interesting just learning about the metabolism, how it changes in menopause, how you've got to respond to that. And so my ultimate goal now is obviously to keep the weight down, to lose a bit more if I can, particularly around my middle, but to prepare my body for older age, really, and make sure that I can be as healthy and fit as I possibly can for the next, hopefully, next four decades.
And with the food, how did you find it? Because we worked quite closely in that respect, didn't we? So we tweaked plans.
I found that really, it was fairly straightforward, to be honest, because, and what I found from doing it, within about a few weeks of doing your plan, I didn't crave sugar. And I've always had a real sweet tooth, and I love sugar. And I don't crave sugar anymore. It's really interesting. We just had Easter recently, and usually couldn't wait for the Easter eggs. I had one Easter egg, but I didn't devour it in one go. It was like I could enjoy it.
Yeah.
So there's that. I think it was just being really sensible about cutting out things like white pasta, white rice, potatoes, and eating more healthily, eating more sweet potatoes, which I love anyway, and just going for the protein and the vegetables as well as fruit. So if I get a bit peckish now mid-afternoon, which I don't always actually, I've really found that I can go between meals now without craving for food. But if I do, then I might go for a piece of fruit, whereas I probably would have gone for a biscuit.
And probably a cup of tea, something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I still like the odd cup of tea, but I tend to have green tea now in the afternoons, and that really boosts my energy.
Good. And what about alcohol? How does that work?
Well, I found during the onset of menopause that I can't drink as much as I used to. I haven't been a huge drinker for a long time, but I might have 2 or 3 glasses 3 times a week. Depending on how my week's going, it might be 4 times a week. But now with this plan, I've been really, really very strict, and I only have alcohol on a Saturday night, and that'll be just like a gin and tonic, maybe 1, maybe 2, but I enjoy it. And so I've really cut down the alcohol, I've cut down on the sugar, I've cut down on the pasta and the bread. I mean, that bread, gosh, I used to crave bread.
Mm.
And now, don't need it.
So that's amazing. And with them, so we've touched on the food a little bit. How about the Zooms? How did that help you? How did it work, you know, with your schedule and everything?
What I found really brilliant with your plan were, I love the videos, the workout videos, and because my life is so hectic, I can't always do a 10 o'clock meet with you and the rest of the team. So Monday to Friday, I might be able to do it once, if not twice a week. And even then, I might have to go, I can only do half an hour, 40 minutes. So having those videos in your plan means I can dip in and dip out whenever I want. And I was really good at doing the month and doing exactly what you told me to do. And the difference I've seen, I mean, I find it quite incredible that we've been in lockdown. I've been doing this throughout the third lockdown, and I haven't been to the gym since before Christmas. And I'm seeing my body changing, it's sculpting. It's amazing. My legs, my arms, my abs. I actually can see my abs again. And I've done that through you in your Zoom classes or with your videos. And what I find incredible is that you can do it at home and you don't need all this equipment. You use your own body, or you can use some weights. I mean, I was lucky that I bought my kids a couple of years ago for Christmas. I bought the whole set of weights and dumbbells and a bar and kettlebells and stuff. So we had it all here anyway. So I've been able to use it. And it's just been, I'm looking forward to going back to the gym when we're allowed to. And I was thinking this today, I'll be able to use so much that you've taught me. And I've been going to the gym for years. I've had personal trainers for years. But I think what you've taught me now is what I need to do for my menopausal body.
Yeah, slightly different, isn't it? Well,
yeah.
And what was the biggest hurdle that you have, or barrier that you had to overcome, do you think, when you go on a plan like this?
I think it's time. I think you do need to dedicate yourself to it. There's no point doing it in half measures. And it can be a real juggle when you've got kids and a husband and you're on a certain eating plan, and you've got to be able to ensure that you're not making 3 or 4 different meals. And that's why the refeeds are really good. I love the refeed on a Saturday night. Saturday night is my night where I enjoy myself. So I will have a couple of drinks and I'll eat whatever I want to eat.
Great.
And so that's great. And it's a bit of a Saturday night thing now for the families. Mum can eat whatever she wants. What takeaway we're going to have? We literally do a takeaway. It's like, forget it. So it's basically, you've got to dedicate yourself. There's no point doing any plan. And there's no point deciding that you want to do and lose weight or get healthy or whatever your goal is. There's no point doing it in half measures, because you're just going to let yourself down. So go ahead and do it, and but really concentrate. And for 90 days, I think I've learned so much, which I'm now going to carry on myself, because you've given me so much support and information and the confidence, I think.
Fantastic. And I know that the WhatsApp group is difficult for you because it's so busy, but as a tool, do you think for other women it's going to be helpful?
Oh, absolutely. The problem I've got is that I'm on so many WhatsApp groups and they're busy as it is. And but I think if you are somebody who really likes being part of a team, which I do, and you need that support and going through, particularly at the beginning when it's like, oh my gosh, this is all so big and this is all so new. It's amazing to have that support. It really is.
Yeah, I think having the support from the people that have done it previously also, and me, then kind of makes you gel together more, and it builds up your confidence, because everyone's been through that initial downfall, don't you think? Or that self-doubt that we have at the beginning. Is this really going to work? Oh my God, is this just another fad, or is it a lifestyle? I see it as a lifestyle. What about you?
Oh, absolutely. I think when you get to our age, like I'm 52, and I've been going through the menopause for about 4 years now. I'm still not menopausal, I'm perimenopausal. And it was a real shock to me, because I've always been fit. I know my weight has fluctuated like everybody's, particularly after babies. And As you get into your 40s, it's harder to keep weight off, and it can creep up. And then the menopause hits and you're like, what is this? Where has my waist gone? And so I think it is about making those small changes to your diet, to your exercise regime, to your lifestyle that will put you in good stead for the rest of your life. Because I think we all have to admit to ourselves, and it can be tough to admit this, that we're not getting any younger. It's not that our lives have ended, far from it. We women in our 50s and 60s and 70s now, we are really pushing boundaries. And so we should continue to do so. But we need to react to our bodies, react to what our bodies are telling us, and, cherish them. Because we need them to carry on for the next 40, 50 years. So doing it now, when we're in our late 40s, early 50s and beyond, well, then it's kind of like building blocks, isn't it, for our old age?
Yeah, I think so. I think very much so. It's about learning what works for us and then continuing with that. And bearing that in mind, how do you feel now compared to how you felt just before you started?
Oh, I mean, the transformation has been amazing. I feel better. I sleep better. I mean, the sleep has been, I had major issues with my sleep with the menopause. And I think looking back now, I think it was probably a lot to do with my diet, eating too much bread and pasta, eating too much heavy carbs. I mean, we all have to eat some form of carbs for our metabolism, but it's about the right carbs. I think cutting out the sugar, cutting out the alcohol, or reducing the alcohol, and doing more of this menopause, older women focus exercise. My core now, I mean, I've been doing yoga for the last few years, and I've noticed in the last couple of months, I was noticing it today, I did yoga this morning, and my core is so much better. And I do think it's down to all the work I've done with you. Yes, obviously the yoga's always helped, but I've actually been concentrating on my core a lot more, on my hips. I had sciatica. I had been suffering from sciatica for a long time. It's gone. And I think it's because I'm strengthening my core, my lower back, my hips, and I've lost a stone. I've lost a stone with you. I would have liked to have lost a bit more, but I'm determined to carry on. And I think it's, again, trying to adjust your lifestyle and with your hormones. And so, I'm very optimistic for the future. I certainly am.
Excellent. And any words of advice for other women who are just beginning this kind of journey, so they're just thinking about it?
I think you've really got to think about where you are in your life. It is a bit of a crossroads at this age. Our kids are getting older. Many of our kids are leaving to go to university or to set up their own lives. So we will have more time for ourselves. We will be in a certain place in our jobs. And it's time to give ourselves a bit of time and a bit of concentration. We've been focusing our lives on our families, on our careers, and we've probably got to a stage where actually we can give ourselves a pat on the back and start to focus on ourselves a bit. And I think if you are at that crossroads, even if you're not there now and you're coming up the hill, do start thinking about doing it now, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you will benefit from it. And you will really benefit from it. You really will. You will reap the rewards of better nutrition, better exercise regimes. And I know with your plan, it's worked for me, and you've got this great community that will support you through it as well. So no, I've got nothing but praise for what I've done with you, and I really am hoping to continue it, and I will be checking in on you, making you checking on me every month or so to say, are you still on it?